What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. And I want to start off by saying thank you to everyone who watches these videos. I kind of just do this for therapeutic stuff for me. So if any of you guys watch, and I really just greatly appreciate it. And then all the things, consider liking the video, commenting down below, subscribing to the channel. I'd be so thankful. So appreciate you guys. And I also just want to say I wanted to do a live game reaction video right after the game was over, but it was Monday night. Next day at 7:30 I had to do a semester exam, so I had to study and I couldn't make a video. But in a way, I almost like this type of video better because my emotions are a little decreased, and I feel a lot better about things. I'm thinking more clearly, whereas right after the game when I do these videos, I just fucking go off the wall and I'm just emotional and all this stuff, and I feel a lot more decompressed now. And so I just wanted to thank you guys for watching, and I just wanted to talk about the game on Monday night, the Packers-Giants. Obviously, Packers losing, last second field goal to the Giants, and it was just an ugly loss in so many ways. Literally every phase, every team of the ball just played like absolute crap. It was, as a Packer fan, I've seen this type of game before. Packers, and I feel like the majority would agree with me, but the Packers always play to the level of their opponent. If they're going against the Kansas City Chiefs, or if they're going against the Patriots of the 2010 era, if they're playing against any of those top tier teams, they always play up to their level and they can always compete. And a lot of times they would get the wins, and even the losses, they were pretty close. But on the opposite end of the spectrum, they always play down to their opponent. This is no greater example to this game right here. The New York Giants, a struggling football team, a team that's on their third string quarterback, an undrafted rookie of all guys, and they just let him do pretty much whatever he wants. Not big passing numbers, but by Tommy DeVito, but he made up for it with his running ability. And that brings me to what is, once again, and will always be, one of the Green Bay Packers' weakest struggles on the defensive side, and that's a running quarterback. And Tommy DeVito, he didn't even run at all in his previous 3 to 4 games this year. He wasn't really a running quarterback. He had some bursts, but the man got I want to say over 100 rushing yards. That's completely unacceptable. And of course, Saquon Barkley had a great game. I think they held him in check for the most part for the whole, if you look at the whole game, there was really just only 4 or 5 plays where he just had his big explosion burst. So the stat sheet looks great for him, but I thought they did pretty well containing him. But it's just he had 4 big plays that ultimately brought his stat sheet up and just kind of exploited the defensive run once again. But even just thinking about the fumble at the end with Saquon Barkley, he had it was a 30, 40-yard gain, and then he fumbled the ball, so that took away from his stat sheet too, so that would have been more. But just an ugly loss. The Giants, they fucking have virtually nobody at receiver. You got Darius Slayton, basically, with all due respect, a nobody. Wan'Dale Robinson, a first or second year guy, I believe, out of Kentucky. He's a nice looking player, but you're not going against the teams that Green Bay have faced the last 3 previous weeks, like the Keenan Allens, the Amon-Ra St. Browns, it's just, this was a tier lower, and it's just unfortunate because Green Bay was definitely the team that should have was favored, and a team that should have gotten it done. But you got to credit the Giants. They get paid too, and all this stuff. I'm trying to think of where to start, but I think there's a couple things. I thought the defense played well enough to win. Against the guys who they're playing, they played. The only problem is at the very end of that game, I'm kind of skipping ahead, but Jordan Love gets what should have been the game-winning touchdown. You go up by 1, you miss the crucial 2-point conversion on the 8th fucking jet sweep, that was stuffed or whatever. And by then, the Giants defense had realized, hey, this is all Green Bay doing is running the jet sweeps. But I'll come back to that. They missed the 2-point conversion. And, there's a minute 33. I think the Giants had 2 timeouts. And it was like, I was saying to my brother who was watching the game with me, I'm like, I feel comfortable with the defense. I feel like, they've been close on getting a sack all game. I feel like they're going to get one or get a turnover here. And just within 4 plays, they were already in field goal range. The first 2 weren't bad. They were just like little dump offs, and then they tackled them and they kept them in bounds. But the next 2 plays 3 and 4 of that last series, just absolute fucking killer. Keyshawn Nixon, who had the game saving interception against the Chiefs last week, absolutely gets burned this week by Wan'Dale Robinson, and just ultimately put them in field goal range to win it on a chip shot. But my point being with the defense, there's one man that's running this fucking shit show, and his name is fucking Joe Barry. And let me tell you, like I've said in previous weeks, the man is great when he plays with a fucking huge lead, but that should be every fucking defensive coordinator. Matt LaFleur expressed the next day in his press conference that how frustrated it was when, you don't want the team to get, these chunk yards and get down the field. And what the fuck do? They play like 10, the corners and the safeties are playing 10 yards off of the receivers. Like, it's like, come on, like, yeah, you don't want that big play to happen to get them fucking behind you and get this long explosion play, but you don't want them fucking dinking and dunking all the way down the field. For fuck's sake, it was only 4 plays and they were fucking on the 30-yard line, like in field goal range. It's like, I hate the way Joe Barry plays his defenses. He doesn't want to get beat on the big explosion, so he just lets them dink and dunk all the way down the field. And I don't know if that's like every fucking defense and how all the defensive coordinators run it at the end, but it is fucking blatantly obvious with Joe Barry. And like I said, I feel like he did a pretty good job scheming up the guys, and the guys played well enough on D to win the game. But that last series of events, unfortunate for Joe Barry, it just was absolutely fucking atrocious. Like, you can't let Tommy DeVito, who's had no game fucking, winning drives in his, career, the rookie, just like fucking bring your team all the way down within 4 plays. It's just disappointing. Definitely disappointing. It's a game that they should have won, but and I lost a lot. Like, I couldn't freaking sleep because of this damn game. But I woke up the next day and I'm like, I shouldn't be mad at this type of game, because this is exactly what I've been talking about this whole season. this is a progression year, and this is a build year to see who's going to be moving on to the next phase of Green Bay Packer football. And, it's just, it's a progression year. That's plain and simple. Like, they're going to beat teams that they shouldn't beat, and then they're going to lose to teams that they shouldn't lose to. So it is what it is. I think Jordan played I think by far his worst game of the year. He did come back and have a nice game, drive to get a touchdown to Malik Heath. Shout out to that guy. He's playing great ball right now, but I think there's a lot of miscues on Jordan. Jordan just played like crap. He was off target all fucking night, and it was frustrating because it was complete opposite of what he was doing all the past 3 weeks. So I'm just it's gonna happen, 100%. He's just got to learn from it and get better. I'm definitely not off the guy, but at all. But he's just got to be better, and we'll see what we're gonna see what happens. So yeah, I'm just. And I guess I'll transition to the offense right here. But one last thing I wanted to bring up, I thought it was really interesting because it's exactly how I felt about the defense. For the past, what feels like forever, but Packers legend Mike Daniels, who played with the team like in the 2010s, he's basically the Kenny Clark of the 2010s for the Green Bay Packers. A legend. Every Packers fan, every big Packers fan knows who Mike Daniels is. But I found this tweet really interesting. He put, quote, "Packers fans, no matter the coordinator, no matter the personnel, we seem to not be able to be elite on defense." He said, "I played alongside legit Hall of Fame players, several All-Pros and Pro Bowlers, guys that are like Charles Woodson, Julius Peppers, Clay Matthews, etc., etc." And then he says, he's played with all these guys, yet mid to bottom ranks year after year. And he said, "Years later, I see the same thing, even with the culture change. Why?" And I couldn't put it any better. It makes absolutely no sense. Like, year after year, the defense has always been a struggle. Now, saying that, I don't want to say they've been shit all year because, they're a roller coaster of a defense. They play well sometimes and they don't. But in the big moments and games that you need to win and games where this Giants team had been sacked the most in the league all year, and you don't get a fucking sack at all this game, like it's just like it's hard to comprehend. Now, yes, give the Giants offensive linemen credit because they definitely did some adjusting to some, they're physical at the point of attack. And like I said, they play to win the game too. But it's just a game that you expected them to get pressure and get sacks. And they were close, but, Tommy DeVito would always escape and get, 8 to 10 yards rushing every play. But I just thought it was an interesting thing because he's played with, Pro Bowlers, All Pros, and, Hall of Fame guys. And every year the defense just still sucks. And it makes no sense to me. Like, it's just frustrating because the one year that the Green Bay Packers defense was in the top 5 was 2010. And we all know what happened then. But I just want to say, I hope it gets better. These next 4 games are really gonna tell you a lot. And actually, before that, I want to talk about the offense. AJ Dillon, I thought they should have gave him the ball a lot more. I thought he was doing great. Like, these last 4 games, he's just been playing so much better. He's not getting 100 yards, but it felt like every single play he was getting 5 to 6 yards, and I just love it. I love how he's playing lately. He's looking like the guy that you drafted, a few years back in the second round. Tucker Kraft, like the third round rookie, had 3 big catches. I think it was like for 62 yards that led the team. He's been playing lights out lately. He's getting better at blocking. He's getting better at catching. He's getting better at overall everything in his game, and it was really nice to see. He's by far the bright spot of that game, and hopefully with that, with him, the third round curse is over, and we got a guy, and and I just can't wait to see how this offense looks when Luke Musgrave, the other rookie tight end, comes back. Hopefully he comes back at with like a couple games left. We had a lot of injuries. No excuse because every team is injured, but we were really down that game. But it's such the Packers way. I was talking with a buddy of mine, and Green Bay had so many questionables going into the game, and I've seen this thousands and thousands of times. If Green Bay's playing against a team that they think they can beat and that they're favorable to win, they're just gonna take them off. So yeah, I just can't believe it just sucks because they're a 6-7 football team right now. They somehow they still control their destiny, and I'm really excited to see how they can bounce back. They got Tampa Bay this week coming to Green Bay, so hopefully it's cold and the players are from Tampa Bay are feeling it. So I feel a lot better, on this Wednesday compared to how I was after Monday night, because I'm just really, really excited to see how this team bounces back after a loss. This is how it's going to be every year, or not every year, but for this year for sure. Guys are going to be going through growing pains, and some defensive coordinators are going to scheme up a little better. But I'm excited. I can't wait to see if they win out, they're going to be a playoff team. So, yeah, I just want to thank everybody who watches these, and hope you guys continue to watch these and comment down below. What you thought about the game and how do you think the season's going to unfold. Say hi.
Daddy,
Yeah.
dragons.
All right, guys. Thank you, guys. Yeah, I'll be back next week after. I'll be back with the video next week right after the game. So thank you guys for watching.